Thank you. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Himanshu Srivastava, and having more than 8 years of experience in IT as an corporate trainer. So more than 4 year experience or 5 year experience of props in the cloud. I'm handling company projects and company number of company scenarios on the cloud. So today agenda will be on AWS. So most of students know about what AWS is, or if anyone heard about AWS, please confirm. Corporate training. Okay, right. So AWS nowadays very popular service, and AWS is a cloud-based service actually. So most of companies nowadays who wanted to deploy infrastructures, operating systems, services, and number of services, they are using nowadays cloud. So why cloud is important nowadays? Because no one going to buy hardware, no one going to manage their operating system, no one going to take backups, no one going to maintain physically, means through camera or through security, through firewall or all. So no one company nowadays going to manage everything on their cloud, on their floor. So what company wants? So what company wants nowadays? They want like someone will manage my infrastructure, and then I will be pay accordingly the rent, right? So if suppose I'm taking an example, suppose one company is requiring 100 of servers on their floor, and you had for their manage the infrastructure, so every type of services. So what you will be suggest for them? You will be suggest to buy hardware from market, from vendor, right? Or you will suggest the cloud. If you will suggest the traditional type of scenarios that we are earlier following, that is means, if you are suggesting means this type of scenario means that you need to manage all hardware manually. You need to install operating system in every machine manually. You need to take backup every time manually. Means everything very manual that we are following earlier. But nowadays we have number of different cloud vendor available in market. So most popular cloud vendor is AWS. Most popular cloud vendor is AWS. Then hope you know heard about Azure, and then we have Google Cloud, we have another Alibaba Cloud, we have another Red Hat Public Cloud, we have another VMware type of virtualization available. So we have lots of vendor available in market. But most of company using AWS because AWS is so much cheap and very easy to manage as far from all these apps. So here, why are enterprise choosing AWS, and what are enterprise using AWS for, and who are enterprise getting started with AWS? So how actually AWS will work? AWS having on their infra, AWS designed a lots of DCs in every regions. In every regions means if you're in India, you will be choose Mumbai DC. So present AWS having 21 data centers in cloud. So accordingly the need, suppose you delivering 100 server to one of your client, and your client is in Virginia. Your client is in Virginia and providing services from India. So how you will be, create this type of scenario? Once the scenario you have, you can buy 100 server from market and design on your floor, and you can access them, or you can provide access to them. This is one scenario. And another scenario is you can design 100 server over the cloud so that they can access their application, their resources very fastly. So You have two scenario, but the first one is very critical means it's not very easy to maintain. It's not very easy to maintain day by day. It's not very easy to maintain as when the problem is coming and you giving an excuse, we want this, minutes of time, then we'll troubleshoot. So traditional type of issues very frequent. So if you're using the cloud, there is no any type of connectivity issues. There is no any type of operating system poisoning type of issues. So AWS giving us 99.10 times 9% reliability. Your service, your operating system will never goes down. You can access 24/7, right? So that's why the AWS is more popular nowadays, right? So how you will be design your infra on AWS. This is the concept, right? So suppose client saying the scenario is same, the client says they want 100 servers, right? So what you will do, you will be use AWS global infrastructure. Global infrastructure means AWS having 21 DCs, 21 data centers in 21 different countries, right? So accordingly your client location, you will be choose their DC and you will be deploy the services. So this chart is front of you. This AWS providing broad and deep services to support any cloud workload, right? So the first is AWS global infrastructure. AWS global infrastructure is nothing, just all DCs are. So what AWS does, AWS created for you networking. Hope you know all aware about networking and networking related things, what IPs and what's protocol, what services fire and all. So they already designed networking for you. They already designed networking for you. If you want to design your private cloud, you can design your private cloud also. But if you're not aware about networking related things, if you don't know how to design private cloud, you can use AWS default networking layer. That is networking layer. So after selecting of the DC, you can use AWS default networking. Networking means I'm talking about virtual private cloud. Networking having another means of VPC, virtual private cloud. So they designed a block, they designed subnet, they designed route table, they design internet gateway, they design everything for your default. If you want to choose, you can. Otherwise, you can create your custom network that is known as private cloud. I will show you on the portal page, please. Next, you can design your plan. You can move your plan with. See, I taken the region I'm using AWS default networking. And the third one is a compute. Compute is nothing, just a hardware. Compute is nothing, just a hardware. Hardware means this compute is a format of EC2. Suppose let's take an example with EC2. I want to design machine, so I will use compute. I will use compute service, right? Compute, as you know, if you're going to buy a laptop from the market, and you buying, suppose like Dell laptop, HP laptop, and all the number of vendor available. So during purchase of laptop, what the major component you will look, right? So you will look about what CPU you're going to purchase, what processor, how much RAM there, how much their cache memory, how much their hard disk, what is their AGP slots, means graphics card or not, right? TFTs and then operating system, the number of things that you need to look first. The same here when you will design a machine over the cloud, you need to take your plan. You need to fix your plan, and accordingly plan. You can take everything from AWS. They will give you, they will give you the chart. Accordingly, the chart you can choose your hardware. So this first is the compute. Compute means I'm talking about virtual machine. Machine will be the virtual, because in the cloud everything is virtual and conceptual is imaginary. If you having an experience in traditional type of experience, you will better understand how clouds work, right? So compute is like I'm talking about with virtual machine. I will show you how to get virtual machine on cloud and how to connect. And the another is storage. Storage means suppose client says we want to upload data on the cloud. We don't want to save data on the laptop hard disks, on the server hard disks, because if hard disk got failure, if system got corrupted, if application got panicked, if operating system got poisoning. So what my data will be in case? So that type of scenario traditional having happening day by day. So what you can do, you can upload your data on cloud using storage feature. This is known as SaaS, software as services, storage as services. So we have one service in cloud that is known as S3, simple storage services. There you can put your data, you can upload your data on bucket. Bucket are just a concept in S3, and you can upload 160 GB each file in the bucket in the storage, and you can upload unlimited amount of data. Don't worry, your data will not going anywhere. They will give you 99.10 times 9% reliability and security. So this is the concept of after deploying the machine, you can upload your data on bucket on storage. The next is the database. If you want to create database, that is known as RDS, relational database services. We have different type of RDS service available on the cloud. 6 types of RDS service available on cloud, right? MariaDB, MySQL, Oracle databases, right? So accordingly the need, you can deploy your database and later you can connect. Application services and deployment and application. So accordingly the need, you can use this type of scenario. First will be the global infrastructure, networking, compute, either storage, either database, either your application inside in compute, or you want to integrate any application with the storage or databases, and then you can deploy and then you can manage, right? So this is what the structures how AWS provide. Okay, so this is the first one, and then the second is AWS rapid piece innovation. So AWS growth is very good nowadays. Number of companies, see, I'm handling number of projects from MNCs. So all 99% company are using AWS. So this is a little chart you all can see. So 24 services plus added in 2008 and 2009, 48 services, then 61 services, then 82 services, 159, like this. So these are what services AWS adding day by day, right? And new features after 2014 are coming day by day, right? This is a little chart. I will show you what all these are once we log in on portal, right? And as I said, the number of regions available on AWS. So at present, AWS having 21 regions and plus 80 plus availability zones, plus 17 plus as locations. So this is the globe. And in almost in every country, AWS having the data center, and accordingly you can deploy your service, right? So most of company, see here some tested, these company in enterprises level, they are using AWS services like Ericsson. Ericsson are using most of project on AWS. Ericsson have Samsung, right? These types of STCs. So this is just an introduction with AWS, right? So why are enterprise choosing AWS? Why enterprise is choosing AWS? Because the most concern is the cost. Because if you're buying, just wait everyone. Yes, sorry. So most of company going use AWS, and most of company using because of AWS having lower cost. Lower cost means suppose you buying a server from market. Suppose you're going to buy a laptop, single laptop. So if you will buy i7 processor, 16 CPU or 8-core CPU, 1 TB, 1 terabyte RAM, 1 terabyte hard disk. So that cost will be approx 70 to 80,000. So if you will buy the compute from hardware, they will be charge you little amount, means pay as you go amount, means if you're using in a day 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, accordingly the uses AWS will be charged you. They're not going to charge 12 hours or per month charge, right? So this type of lower cost availability in AWS. So most of company using accordingly the users, and they're just paying, right? So here is just most important point why the company moving on cloud because of the cost. Because of the cost. So most of see what cost I'm talking about. See, if you deploying 100 server on the floor, you need to maintain the backups, you need to maintain the security, you need to maintain all type of scenarios that we are following the traditional data center type. So that type of cost the company want to reduce. All type of headache AWS will take, and you have to pay just rent, and then AWS will be maintained for you, right? I'm just showing you a little bit on the portal. You will be better understand what I'm saying, right? See here, this is my browser. If you want to log in AWS, so here an official website for AWS is aws.amazon.com. aws.amazon.com. This is the official site for AWS, and you all, I think so, beginners. So for to work on AWS, you need to create an account first. You need to create an account first in AWS, and that account will be created by your Gmail ID or any type of domain you have. You can create, and AWS will give you 1 month, 1 year trial account. In 1 year, you can do your practice, and if your year finished, they can create new one account, and AWS will take your one credit card or debit card just for authentication from where you're using. So here, aws.amazon.com, this is an official site. Here we have some few tabs. You see, if you are a beginner, you see what the product AWS providing us. So here you will click on products, and these are header, analytics, application integration, blockchain, business application, cloud financial management. These all are headers what AWS providing us. And if you want to see what services in analytics, just touch this analytics header. You see, this all is the steps. This all is the services. Like in compute, I want to see how many services in compute header. So just touch on compute. You see, this all is what EC2, what compute services. So you can just click here and read more about. Next, for you, for beginners, this is a product, and next one is the documentation. Documentation means if you want to learn or more read about the particular service. So AWS providing us free documentation. You no need to sign in even in the console. So you just click on documentation, click on view all documentation, and these are all free documentation available, right? Suppose I want to learn about, I want to read more about what S3, what storage services is. So this is simply storage service, simple storage service documentation, and click on this PDF, and this PDF will be here. And once will download, you can save on your desktop, local desktop, and later you can read offline. So no need to go on Google and no need to search manual what S3 and what EC2 and what AWS is. You just simply go on this awsamazon.com documentation tab, and you can click on your particular PDF or services what you want to read. You see, this is what simple storage services, and this having how much page. So this is not in my PDF format, is in browser. So you see, this is their index. This is total index, and later if you want to save, you just click total 13 pages available. So you can just simply save on the desktop, and later you can read offline. Okay, so this is how we will read AWS documentation. So the first was product, and second is documentation, and third is the pricing. If you want to learn what AWS charges, and accordingly means you going deploy your hardware for a year, for 3 years, for 5 years, for decade, AWS will give you the whole about what pricing will be for a year, for 3 years. Accordingly you can calculate, and this is the link AWS street here. If you want to create, and if you want to start, or if you want to create on project on AWS, you need to create first an account, then you can start. So this is AWS Street here. You just click on this and you will be on AWS Street app page. So AWS giving free tier account just for practice. Once your year complete, your account will be chargeable. Accordingly, pay as you go. So AWS providing us their services with 3 types of. The first is free trials. another is 12 months free, another is always free. Means AWS categorize their services in three parts: 12 months, always free, and trials. So 12 months means these services valid for a 12-month only. Means after a year, these services will be charged. So you see, one service is EC2. This is an elastic compute cloud, and this will be free for 12 months in each 750 hours. Means in every month 750 hours is free. So 750 hours per month is free, right? Same S3. This is today's service is free for 12 months, and this is for 5 GB. You can upload 5 GB data on cloud, and once your data more than 5 GB, this will be chargeable. So whatever you're going to use, you just see here whose are free with 12 months and who's with always free or who's with trials. So trial is very highly expensive services. So AWS giving us just for trial. You see the SageMaker service for 2 months, Light Cells for 750 hours, and Guard Duties for 30 days, like this. So whatever you're going to use, you just come here and read more about these services for trial, and this for always free, and this for 12 months free, right? Accordingly, you can use. So here you need to create an account first. See, if you want to deploy server or services or upload data on cloud, you need first an account. So here, create an account. You can create your account with your any email address, with any existing email address, or you can create new one on Google or anywhere. And simply you can just put your ID, your Gmail ID. You can put your password. You can give any account dashboard name accordingly and click on continue. Once you will click on continue, you will be on the transaction page. You need to put your debit card detail. Your debit card should not be Rupee. If you have Master or Visa or any MX card, you can use. And on the basis, you can create your account, and that will be charged you just 2 rupees. Just 2 rupees will be deducted from your account, or your account will be activated. Right? So I have an account. I'm showing you. I'm going to log in on my account. Right? So the URL I will use aws.amazon.com. Here we have sign in page, sign in link. See, this is saying us completing sign up because I started at page. So here sign in. So once you will sign in on the AWS portal, here two type of account will be always. The first is root account, another is IAM. If you will log in with root account, that will be the default one with your Gmail address. And if you will log in with an IAM is nothing, just an identity access management, and this type of user will be partial. So later in training, I will tell you how to use or how to create IAM user, and then how to use accordingly the needed. So first you will be used with root user. A root will be the default with your Gmail address, or any type of domain you have, you can log in with them. Right? So here I'm going to use, I created already one trial account. So this is my ID. Next. And here, put your password. So you see, this is my AWS Management Console. This is my AWS Management Console. So once you will create your account on AWS, suppose if you're working for a company, you will not use a free trial account. You will be use professional account. The process will be the same. In AWS Amazon.com/free, you can create an account for company purpose and for your own project also. So this is my free account. Here I successfully logged in, and this is my console. What recently visited services was EC2. This is nothing, just an elastic compute cloud. And here you just look on the right side. This is my account ID. This is the account. This is organization, billing dashboard, and security credentials. So accordingly, the need, we will be click on this. And next is the Mumbai. Mumbai is my default selected DC or region. You see here is 21 region. I already discussed AWS having 21 region nowadays. Accordingly, you can choose, and accordingly you can deploy your service. See, I selected Mumbai because I'm in India, and my most of project is in Mumbai, in India sites. So I'm selecting Mumbai. If your company is in Virginia, if your company site is in Ohio or California or Oregon or in Cape Town or in Hong Kong, Osaka, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, accordingly you can choose. So this total is 21. So I'm in India, so I will go with my Mumbai DC, right? Mumbai DC. Here you see the Mumbai is selected. And what will happen if I'm selecting Virginia? You see this page is changing or not. So I'm clicking on Virginia. You see the page is as it is same, but the region is changed. The region is changed means from Mumbai to Virginia selected. Now, whatever you will be deploy on cloud, that all will be deployed on the Virginia DC. If your client is in Mumbai and you're deploying the services in Virginia, he or she will be face latency, bandwidth issues, or delay. So this is a suggestion. When you will deploy your service, you will look where your client is, and according to the client location, you will be choose your region and you can deploy your service. Very simple, right? So this is my account. Here I successfully logged in, and this is the regions. They are all these regions. Here I'm selecting Mumbai again. And here this question mark, this having these types of link, not for you right now because we don't have any support case. We don't have any type of issues on this portal. But if you have, then you can raise your query here from. Here documentation is also available, right? If you want to open, if you want to download any PDF, you just click on this. Now, the next is here, these all is services, the same services we seen on the first home page. Here, all these are the headers, analytics, application integrations, AR/VR, cost management, blockchain, business application, compute, container, customer enablement. Everything is here, same. Or you can choose your service from service section, or you can search your desired service from the search box, or you can just click on all service here. All service. See, this is compute, and this all having these services. Headers is compute, and all these are services. So this is how your dashboard will be looks. Now here I'm just giving you a short a demo for how to create machine on cloud. So better you will understand how cloud will work for you. So the first lab or first AWS practical, just for your understanding. So I'm just choosing my EC2 service. EC2 is nothing just an elastic compute cloud. Elastic compute cloud means elastically we can manage the compute over the cloud. Means suppose client says requirement is to deploy 20 servers or 5 servers or 1 or 2 servers. Accordingly, their need will be create machine, and the machine will be virtual always. Machine will be virtual because everything is on the cloud. You can't touch physically, so that will be virtual. You're uploading data on the cloud, that will be virtual, right? You can access your data anywhere, anytime, anywhere. So here we have an option on right side, launch instance. So click on launch instance. Instance is nothing, just EC2. So first step one is saying or asking what type of an operating system you want. So see, we have Amazon Linux. We have Amazon Linux to another image. We have Macintosh, Mac OS, right? We have Red Hat Enterprise. If you're aware about Linux or if you're aware about Microsoft administration, accordingly you will be choose. You can go for SUSE Linux, right? You can go for Ubuntu Linux. You can go for Windows Server 2019 base. You can go for 2019 base with container. SQL Server 2017 standard, Enterprise. We have how much total? So AWS providing you 42 AMIs by default, right? 42 AMIs here I selected. Later, if you want to choose, if you want to create your own operating system, if you want to create a custom operating system, you can create, and later you can use that operating system with your new EC2. So I don't have any my custom AMI, so I'm clicking on my AMI. I don't have any AMI. I have AMI is nothing, just a Amazon machine image. Amazon machine image is nothing, just an operating system. Here, every operating system is pre-configured. Pre-configured means when you will connect your instance, when you will connect your virtual machine on your laptop or desktop, that will be pre-installed. You no need to install manually by next. Okay, so that's why this is known as an image. Image is pre-configured. So here you see I'm using free trial account, and this tag is saying as free trial eligible, free tier eligible, and this having no any free tier eligible tag. So this is paid. This is paid. This is free. This is free. This is free, but this is paid, right? So for safe and side purpose, here I'm just selecting free trial. this check, right? So once you will click on this check, you will get all free images, right? So this is just for second side purpose. So for you, I'm going to choose Microsoft AMI, not Linux. Most of there will be familiar with Microsoft operating system. If you okay with Linux, we can choose Linux. So for you, I'm just selecting Microsoft. I'm selecting Microsoft Server 2019 base, right? So just select this operating system, because what will be on your laptop? In your laptop will be your operating system, RAM, processor, hard disk, right? That all combination is what? Your laptop, your computer. Same here, you going to create virtual machine. So this is what I'm selecting. This is just an operating system here first, accordingly the need. So do select. And the second step is same. AWS asking what hardware requirement you have. Suppose the client says, I want at least what I want. This is CPU and this is memory. I want 16 CPU and 32 GB RAM. So you can select this instance type. This is 6C5A 4XR. So AWS offering you every type of hardware, whatever you want to require and you want to select, you can see. Here is 96 CPU and 192 GB RAM that you can't buy from hardware, from market, from any vendor. No one can arrange you like this. So AWS having this type of feature, AWS having this type of an option, you can select accordingly. So I'm not going highly configuration build. So I'm just selecting T2.micro. T2.micro is free. AWS offering you everything is free just for your testing environment. Later, if you're deploying this machine for client and the client saying we want 16 CPU, 64 GB RAM, they will be pay for that. Don't worry, right? But here you're doing your practice, here you're understanding. So you will be choose all free tags. So AWS giving us T2.micro. T2.micro, in T2.micro, what AWS giving? AWS giving one virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM, one virtual CPU with 2.50 gigahertz speed, and only 1 GB RAM. So one virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM is more enough for your testing, right? If you want to more than, you can select any one off, and then accordingly you have to pay, right? So no need to select any paid, just select, go with this free trial as well. So I'm taking this one. It's more enough for me for testing, and I will go with next button. This next configuration instance detail. Click on next. So this is number 3. This is networking detail. So I'm saying I already told you AWS having the networking layer default. So you can choose, or if you're having your own custom VPC, accordingly you can choose. So I have few custom VPC. I created, one is Bangalore for Bangalore, and another is for my SCL site. So I'm not selecting any one off. I'm just taking default one on step number 3. Click on next. On step number 4, AWS is giving you storage. That storage is 30 GB space of with default. So 30 GB is free. 30 GB is free, right? If you will take more than 30 GB, like you changing 30 to 40, so this will be chargeable. This will be chargeable. So here, no need to change any space, any size of, just go with default 30 GB. It's clearly mentioned 3-tier eligible customer can get up 30 GB EBS, 30 GB of storage, and the EBS is a part of the storage. EBS is nothing, just an elastic block store. So EBS concept is totally, is a dedicated concept. So we'll tell you on training, but here just choose 30 GB as it is default. Click on next. Here you can give your tag. Tag means your name, your virtual machine name. Suppose I'm giving the name. Key value is my name. Value is, suppose I'm giving server A for SCL. For SCL. Noida site A. So the name what I'm giving, that should be meaningful, right? Don't give like XYZ or ABC. So your whatever name you're giving on the value should be meaningful. Later you can easy to rectify once you will deploy. So click on next button. This is the next. And the step number 6 will be on this security group. Security group is nothing, just another format of the firewall. So firewall known as security group or security group known as firewall, both is same. So firewall security group giving us one default rule is for RDP. RDP is remote desktop protocol. I hope you all are aware about protocol related things. What RDP, what TCP, what UDP, what IP. So before starting AWS, I will give you some basic understanding of networking, all basics about IP, subnema, CIDR, subnetting, supernetting. Everything you should be clear first, and then we will be started. So here just I'm giving demo. So here you look. This is RDP, remote desktop protocol. RDP will be for the connecting your machine from cloud to on your desktop. So this is a part of TCP. Under TCP is transmission control protocol. The port number is for 3389 for TCP. And the source you need to change from custom to anywhere. Anywhere means why? Anywhere because if you in suppose India, so you can connect in India. If another day you in US, you can select from that location. You can connect from that location. So that's why I'm giving it anywhere. If you want to go with custom, and suppose client says no, just fix my IP on the cloud so that I can use only, I can connect only. Suppose my machine laptop is 12, sorry, my machine IP is 12.15.17.19/24. This is what my IP is. So I'm allowing this IP. Only this IP for to connect my instance. So this is what with custom. So no need to go with custom, go with anywhere. Custom will be with any specific requirement. So don't go with custom. So go with anywhere always. And I said conditional, accordingly you can choose. Click on review, and this is what the all steps you have. This is AMI. This instance type is T2 road micro. This is security group, RDP. This is instance detail, what you selected. So this was the security group. This is networking details, and what storage I taken this 30 GB, and this is that, right? So whatever you selected in last 6 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 is review. So do review all steps very carefully, right? And finally click on the launch. Click on the launch. So see what you selected. You have to look here, and later suppose you want to change later your configuration, you can also. So right now I'm just taking everything as straight here as default. So finally the button is launch here. So once you will click on launch, AWS will ask you about the key. The key will be based on the password. So once you will try to log in on your laptop, you need to give the password. If your password is correct, then only you can log in, right? Only you can log in. If your password will not correct, you can't log in on your laptop. Same here, once you will connect your machine on from cloud that is known as EC2, you need to give the password. The password will be on the basis of key. There is 2 type of key, public key and private key. Public key and private key. Public key AWS store and private key you store. You means the customer store or client store. So when you will generate your key, here we have different method, but I'm going to use new key pair for you. So here I'm giving key name is MS key 1. This is my key name. So once I will click on download key pair, what will happen actually? So once I will click on download key pair, AWS will give us private key. And one key copy AWS will store, that is known as public key. So public key AWS store and private key you will store. When you will connect your instance, you will need to match your key. You need to match your key. If your key will not match, you can't connect. AWS will never compromise the security for you, right? So here, private key you store and public key AWS will store. So I'm just going download key pair. So this on my right side, you see this is downloaded. And here the last option is launch instances. Which option? Launch instances. So I'm going to submit my requirement on cloud in Mumbai DC. So once AWS will accept my request, AWS will design everything on step number, step 2, 3, 4, what I take in, what I'm giving to AWS. And AWS will take little time for to manage or for to deploy everything. So let's click on launch instance. So if I'm clicking on launch instance, you see launch status is here and your instance is now launching. Your instance means your machine is now launching. So once your configuration you will deploy or you will submit, AWS will take 4 minutes minimum to create your scenario. How much? 4 minutes. So here this is the instance ID. You need to click on view instance. Where? View instance here. Just a minute, everyone. So you see this is deployed and your instance now launching. AWS will take you 4 minute minimum, right? So you have to wait 4 minutes and then only you can connect. I'm clicking on view instance. You see, I'm in my instance chart and this is what name I given, server ASCL Noida, site A. This is coming properly and this is my instance ID. This is instance state is running. And this instance state, this instance type I take in T2.micro, hope you remember. In this T2.micro, I'm just getting one virtual CPU and 1 GB RAM. The status check initializing means my configuration is not yet initialized, so this will take time. And you see the more information, my machine, my EC2 is going launch in Absorb 1A zone in Mumbai region. And this is a public IP. Hope you know about what public IP and private IP. So AWS giving us was one random dynamic public IP. I'm saying dynamic. Why? Because AWS offering public IP always from their pool range. So I'm saying that's why dynamic public IP. Public IP will be always static, but AWS will give you dynamic public IP from their pool, right? So monitoring is by default disabled. This is another specific concepts. And this is the key name. The key name is MS-Key1, and this is the launch time. This is the launch time, right? So whatever you selected is coming as it is. And if you want to read more about, or if you want to check every detail manually, you just do select this icon from here. This is the details: security, networking, storage, status check, monitoring, and tags, right? So everything you can check it from, or if you want to make your lecture or your Excel file, you can just copy it from clipboard and you can paste. So whatever you're going to deploy for company, you need to manage their Excel sheet accordingly. Whatever if settings or configuration you want to check later, you can check from your Excel sheet, or you can also from here. So you see the status check initializing, and the status check is not turned from initializing to two object to check pass, right? So my machine is now ready. My machine is now ready. So how to connect on your laptop? Select and click on connect here and click on RDP client. RDP is remote desktop protocol client. Simply just click here and you see here an option get password. So click on get password and this is your key. This is asking MS-Key1. MS-Key1, this is key what I created. And if I will not give the correct key, the machine I can't connect and you can't connect. Click on browse. You see I have lots of key in my desktop, in my download box. So I'm giving Docker. I'm giving wrong key. The key name is Docker. So let's try, and what will happen? You see, I selected Docker and this is coming green. So green is not the correct format. Green means this saying means your key is successfully uploaded. But once you will decrypt your password, see, I told you the password will be on format of key. Key will be always encrypted, and encryption will be there. AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, DES, Data Encryption Standard, triple DES, right? So that encryption, I hope you know RSA DSA algorithm. So the format AWS is using here. Click on decrypt password. You see, as I click on decrypt password, this is giving an error. It's saying, please ensure that you have entered your private key correctly or not. So once you will put your key correct, then only the password will decrypt, otherwise not. See, this is asking MS key1 and I given Docker. So how you will connect? So this is what I'm saying. You can, when you will give your correct password, you will be able to log in on your laptop or you will be able to connect to EC2. So I created the key name was MS key something somewhere. This one, this is my correct key. Click on open, click on decrypt password. You see my password is successfully decrypted. Just copy your password form and download your RDP file. So this RDP file is here. I downloaded successfully. I'm opening from Control J. This is my RDP file. Here click and click on this connect box. I'm sharing you just a minute. This connect box here. This is the connect box. Click on connect. So once you will click on connect, another box will be open like this. This is asking to put your password, your encrypted password. So what I copied it from my RDP client page, same I'm pasting here. This is my encrypted password, and click on finally OK. So once you will click on OK, AWS will give you another box that is for the certificates. Certificates means this is a digital certificate. AWS giving you the certificate means AWS giving you the proof we are giving you to machine. At what time? Just to select this box and do yes. So once you will click on yes, the machine will be in front of you. So this is what machine is accessing on my laptop from cloud or from Mumbai PC, right? So this is how cloud works and how you will be design your info on cloud, and whatever the requirement or planning you have, accordingly you can choose in steps, and you can generate your key, and later you can connect, and the machine is connecting and is connected successfully, right? You see on my desktop, you see this is the RDP link here, and this is EC2 feedbacks. Here some forms you can give your experience here, right? So within second, one banner will be on right side. Here you see what is your name, what your name is, instance name, what instance type you selected, right? And what hardware you taken, everything will be here on minutes. So this is, you see, this is now reflecting. So this is the host name, instance ID, public IP, private IP, instance state, availability zone, architecture, total memory, network performance. So whatever you taken is displaying here, right? And this machine is same as your laptop operating system. This is nothing different, and you're free to use. I'm just creating the folder name AWS training, right? Like this. Okay, so this is my folder. You want to delete, you can just simply delete everything same as it is, right? So this is just a short demo how we will use AWS service. In AWS services, we've seen how to use EC2 to design virtual machine, and or what all will be the steps, and how AWS reacts, and how to connect, and what all be that. So hope you understand a little bit about this training. If any doubt, please feel free to ask your doubt. Anyone? Okay, okay, very good. So they don't have any doubt. So okay, good. So see, this is just a demo, and rest we'll discuss about in class. And I'm switching my mic to my team. Her name is Neetu.
Okay, students, so due to the time shortage, we will wind up this session. If you have any query, to feel free to ask to sir. अगर कोई भी क्वेश्चन आपका पूछ सकते हैं स्टूडेंट. Okay, so thanks to faculty, thanks to students, and thank you Himanshu sir. We will wind up this session. Thanks to everyone. Thank you. Oh.